Hey guys, it is Brent, and we are live at 6:15. We're a little bit early tonight, but I hope you are having a great New Year's out there, wherever you are joining me from tonight. So if you're watching this live, just drop into the comments there. Let me know where you are. And I hope you're having a great New Year. Let me get this off and get the... There we go. And tonight, we're going to be talking about awareness. Because it doesn't matter where you are on your spiritual journey, if there's big changes you want to make, big transformations you want to make in your life, the very first thing you have to do is take control of your mind. And to do that, you've got to have awareness. You have to know what's going on up there. So tonight, we're going to take a deep dive into that because it's the new year. It's 2024. So everybody's got those New Year's resolutions. Everybody wants to make change in their life. This is literally the first step. The very first thing you got to do before you can make any kind of lasting change is start to cultivate awareness. So we're going to get into that tonight. Also, I want to know what your resolutions are. What have you decided to make make last year, I guess, the last year you're going to settle for? What are the things you're going to do this year to really make strides in your life to get back to where it is that you want to be? Let me know that in the comment box as well. Any questions or comments as we're going along, you can drop those in the box as well. So I just got back from a 3-week headlining gig on Norwegian Cruise Lines. It went fantastic. I've got a lot of dates booked with them next year. Got home in time for Christmas up in Cleveland. No snow, but it was still great to see friends and family. So I hope you all enjoyed your holiday. I hope you had time to figure out what it is that you want to do this year, what it is you want to change. Because, so many people don't have a goal. They don't have a distinct, clear idea of what it is they want. And there's no way to achieve it without that. So it's very important. If you haven't decided, if you just have random things, I want to be rich, I want to be in a relationship, that's way too general. You have to have a specific goal in mind, a specific plan in mind. And that is exactly how you'll be able to reach those goals. So tonight, we're talking about awareness. I'm Brent Webb. This is Mind Power Secrets Live. It's the power of awareness because, really, it starts when we're children. I mean, from the very moment that we're born, we're pretty much programmed. We come out as blank slates, but then we spend time around our parents, our siblings, friends, teachers. All of that becomes programming inside our mind, and it runs our lives today. It's the old rusty programming that's running inside our minds. So talking about self-awareness, first of all, the very first thing I guess we need to decide is exactly what is self-awareness. What is it? What does it mean? So many people talk about it, but what is self-awareness? It's the ability to observe. It's the ability to acknowledge your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors, and you have to do that objectively. And that includes your positive and negative aspects of yourself. Those parts that we know are there that we hate to talk about, that we hate to see. I like to define it as a clear perception of your personality. And that includes your strengths, your weaknesses, your thoughts, your emotions, even your beliefs and your motivation. It implies understanding yourself as a physical, psychological, emotional, and spiritual being. All of those things. And the way that you operate in those different dimensions. So, why is self-awareness important? Self-awareness is a foundational element of personal growth, of personal development, because it helps you identify the areas where you need improvement. Also, it enables you to recognize self-sabotaging patterns in your behavior. It helps you notice when you have those limiting beliefs that no longer serve your evolution to a higher consciousness. Now, most importantly, without self-awareness, you can never be free. Never. It enables you to become aware of your human conditioning and your real, authentic, divine nature. You are no longer unconscious of your thoughts, of your beliefs, and your behaviors, Because you've become aware of them. You become aware of the presence of the infinite. And this brings more freedom and it brings less hesitation into your life. So I know what you're thinking because that's my job, right? And you want to know what are some examples of self awareness? Well, you can find self awareness displayed everywhere in life. All you've got to do is open your eyes and take a look around. But I'll give you a few examples. How about this? You recognize that you get socially awkward and you take steps to overcome it. You acknowledge that you tend to get easily distracted and you put together some strategies to help you stay focused and motivated. You admit that you have very poor communication style, let's call it, and low empathy for other people. So you start to take action. You start to develop more empathetic, more collaborative communication skills. Here's another. You become aware of repetitive patterns in your intimate relationships, and you work towards identifying those subconscious limiting beliefs, and you start to replace them with empowering ones. So, those are a few examples. But what causes a lack of self awareness? There are several factors that can contribute to this lack of self awareness. I'll give you a few of them. First, paying no attention to your thoughts or your emotions. How many times have we done that? You go through your life, I've done it, like you're sleepwalking. That's when that old rusty programming kicks in, when you're sleepwalking through your existence. So you're not paying attention to what's going on up there. Next, defensiveness or unwillingness to examine your own behavior or your own beliefs critically. How about a fear of change? So many people have this. They'd rather be miserable in something they know than risk the fear that comes along with change. And also a lack of self reflection, that those moments when you can sit with yourself, connected to your inner self, and just reflect on your life. Nowadays, everything is so fast paced. Everything is moving at such hyper speed that it's almost impossible to find that time to be able to sit and make that connection with your inner self. The answers are all inside. We're all searching out there for them, but they're inside. And it takes some time to connect with yourself. And once you start to do that, it will change everything. We've got busy lives. We have constant distractions. So it can be difficult. It can be almost impossible to find energy and to find time to spend on introspection. But regardless of the cause or the excuses, making the effort to increase your self awareness can be of extreme value. It can be priceless to your overall well being. So, what are the main signs for people who lack awareness? What should you be looking for? Well, let me give you a few main ones kind of to highlight what's going on. to your life, never able to bring that deep satisfaction that you want so much, you never bring it to fruition. We don't have to improve ourselves. We just have to let go of what blocks us, of what's blocking our hearts, what's blocking our minds. So, I want to talk about the power of awareness and how to live mindfully, because it's great to talk about it, Mr. Mind Power, but I need to understand it. To be honest, I'm just like you. I'm not special. There's nothing different about me. I'm just another person on the path who messed up on an epic scale. And now I'm sharing with you what helped me find peace and a deeper satisfaction. It's been a slow process, but I know the speed that I have transformed at, because life is not just one single event. It's really a bunch of small decisions. It's a bunch of repetition. It's a bunch of actions. When you gather them up over time, they contribute to the whole. They create your life. At any point in the journey that we call life, we are all given the opportunity to change directions. And the choice to live more mindfully is a decision that changed my life forever. Now, most of you know about me. I'm going to give you just a little bit of the backstory. I'll keep it brief, because the details aren't what matters. What matters is the transformation. You know, I spent most of my early years in a dense fog because I thought I understood the rules of life. Since I was a little kid, I thought it was all about money. And I really, truly believed that money was what mattered. And I made a lot of money in my early 20s. My life centered around my career and about making money. But you know what? When you start achieving all the things you think are going to make you happy and they don't, it's a huge wake-up call, because I started to feel more and more uncomfortable. I was not happy. I had the things I thought would make me happy, but holy crap, they didn't. So now what do? I was depressed. I was anxious all the time. No matter where I was in the world, I was constantly just filled with anxiety. And I had adopted all of these behaviors that seemed harmless at first. But in time, they spun into full-fledged addictions, and they were affecting my health, my finances, my relationships. They sent me into a spiritual despair. I thought I had done what I needed to do to create a great life. But that life that I created was one-dimensional. My approach was wrong. I was drinking a bottle of vodka a day. I was smoking. I was addicted to pain pills. I was purposely doing things to sabotage myself. My life was seriously off track. And I had reached that place where I knew it was the emotional rock bottom. And I started looking for help. The most sincere, desperate prayers, meditations, whatever you want to call it, I have ever uttered were at that time. I didn't get what I expected, though. I got instead what I needed, because my circumstances weren't the first thing to change. Instead, I had to focus on changing myself. But thankfully, I have been so lucky in my life to have some amazing mentors and teachers and healers. And they started appearing exactly when I needed them. And over the next decade or so, everything changed. I started touring the globe and actually enjoying it. I started learning everything I could about the mind and its power, and the fact we all have this thing, this amazing supercomputer. We're all born with it, but we don't know how to use it. We have no idea what it can do. They give you a manual when you buy anything, a cell phone, a microwave, a toaster, doesn't matter. The most sophisticated device in the universe, figure it out for yourself. I saw my life transform. And then once I started teaching people, I witnessed how transformative awareness were transforming them. Thousands of people that I've worked with since then. People facing the greatest losses, caught up in the grip of anxiety, or struggling with depression or addiction. I've seen these people use this kind of training to find their way back to an inner place of balance, peace, and freedom. Now, today, I meditate, and I don't think you can get there without it, because it's not as hard as you think. I talk about it every day. I meditate twice a day, morning and evening. If you don't have some sort of practice where you sit and connect with yourself, you have to do it, because you're never going to get there. You're never going to get there. Okay? You got to meditate. You've got to sit with yourself. And it gives you this newfound energy, joy, lightness, fulfillment. on all levels in your life. It's as if my prayers were answered by a secret that was given to me in life. I feel this deep inner call. No matter where I am in the world, no matter what shows I'm doing, I am still getting this message across. Even on the cruise ships, my show is still a huge mix of this power of the mind, this motivation of all the things that you can do. It's truly transformation. So when you're ready for change and you're willing to change yourself, the way appears. The people appear that will help you. I don't know where you are on your journey, but if you're looking for a greater sense of meaning or inner peace and abundant joy, then I'm positive you will benefit from cultivating a state of mindfulness, a state of greater awareness. And you got to do that with meditation, at least to start. And the longer you do it, the more it seeps into your everyday life. It's time you take time for yourself. It's time to feel vibrant again. It's time to feel alive again, like we did when we were children. It's time to get out of the negativity, to let it go. We're in these negativity vortexes all the time. We're blocking ourselves. We're keeping ourselves down. We are only living certain aspects of our life. It's an illusion. We're not living a life. We're living the idea of what we think a life should be, without the energy and creativity that we could bring to it. Each time you meet an old emotional pattern of your mind with presence, guess what happens? Your awakening to the truth starts. There's less identification with the self in the story, and there's more ability to rest in the awareness that is witnessing what is happening. The voice in your head is not you. You are the awareness, the overseer. Like a game of chess, you are not the pawns. You are the player. You are the overseer. You become more able to live in compassion, to remember and trust yourself, to trust your own power, to not look outside of yourself for anything, because it's really all inside. You're never going to attract the partner you want. You're never going to attract the finances you want. You're never going to attract the health you want, living the life that you're living with negativity, living in constant anxiety, living in stress. You are creating disease, dis-ease, not at ease. That's what disease means. You are literally killing yourself because you are living an idea of someone else's life. You are spiraling away from freedom. True freedom exists right on the other side. If you could just give yourself some quiet time to connect, all the answers are there. Now, I want you to make the decision to live fully and to love fully. And I hope that loving well includes loving yourself, because it has to come first. You have to listen to those messages in your heart. It's when the heart and the mind work together, you're unstoppable, right? Right now, you're being called to raise the vibration of your life. If you are vibrating on low frequencies, all of that negativity and sadness and anger and jealousy, that is what you are bringing into your life. You are manifesting that life for yourself. It's time to say yes to you. You need to live in mindfulness. You need to live in awareness, and you need to experience all of the blessings that are available to you through the choices that you make. So you have to say with your whole heart and soul, I choose awareness. I choose mindfulness. I choose joy and abundance and peace and compassion. And above all, I choose love, because love is magic. It really is an amazing magic power. Love. That's why they write all those songs about it, right? So how can you be more self-aware? First, question your beliefs. Oh, God, if everyone would do this, we would be in a different world right now. Becoming more self-aware starts with challenging the ideas that you hold about yourself. Ask yourself probing questions. Is this thing something I believe, or is it something I've always been told is true, and now I don't know the difference? What ingrained idea from my childhood, what did I adopt? What am I living that is not my choice? What are the things that I really like or don't like? You may end up with a very different picture of yourself than you started with, but you need that introspection. What else can you do? How about feeling your feelings? This may look like asking, why does that label make me feel this way? Why am I insecure right now? What just triggered me? And these are such hard questions to ask yourself. But the release, when this life force energy returns to you and you release this anxiety and negativity, it is, it's pure bliss. It's Shakti, it's energy, it's life force flowing through you. You're feeling like when you get a new car or you get that first kiss and you have that feeling is in you all the time. You just never experience it. You have it, you reserve it only for super special occasions in your life. That is actually there all the time. You can feel that in your everyday life. The feelings, the questions to get there, though, they can be difficult to face, but allowing yourself to feel them and truly explore where they're coming from, to explore their origins, it's going to help you see the things that don't serve you anymore. Remember that your brain is a problem solver, but you've used it so wrong for so long, it's now pitted against you. Your mind is fighting with you. You've got that bitchy roommate up there. If you want to become friends, if you want to make that connection with your mind, you've got to make that connection with your inner self. Your brain just wants to provide you with the right answers. It wants to provide you with, it wants to keep you safe. So how about this? Start elevating the questions that you ask. It's much smarter, right? What's next? What else can you do? Well, throw out that which doesn't serve you. What does that mean, Mr. Mind Power? You're not just someone, you're not just what someone has always said you are. You aren't too old, you aren't too young, you aren't too thin or fat or too experienced. I know, because I'm a guy who's been given a lot of labels and put in a lot of boxes. I've had to work my ass off to destroy those boxes. So I know that it's possible. There's one big secret here. Okay, many big secrets tonight, but here's one of the biggest. You are not trapped. You are not trapped. You are not stuck. You are creating your own reality. It's not a fixed thing. You don't have to hold on to any beliefs that don't serve you. You don't have to believe things that make you feel small, that make you feel inferior. You are in control. You just are so used to your mind being in control, at least that's what you think, that you've kind of laid down to it. It's time to take that control back. You can do that by creating your ideal reality. Learning yourself and living as yourself requires practice. I work every day to get people to identify me in ways that I want to be identified. I do this by acting in accordance with the identity that I want, which is only something I've learned how to do by figuring out who I want to be. By challenging myself and my self-beliefs, I really get to know myself. And let me tell you a little trick. I use this all the time. I just used it on 3 weeks with Norwegian Cruise Line. I tell people this is good if you're going on a vacation or you're going out of town for a few days. It's much harder to do this in your hometown, around your friends and family. But it's much easier if you're going out of town, you're going on vacation, to become the person you want to be. In other words, you're going to act like the person you want to be. You're going to do the things they would do, say the things they would say, and you're going to start living like that person. You will be blown away how outer reality starts to shift and starts to change as your perception changes. That is how we literally create our reality. You can do it each and every day, but you have to take time. This is all about time. And if you say, I don't have enough time in the day, get up earlier, stay up a little later, don't eat lunch today, whatever it is, it's all excuses. You totally have enough time to meditate at least 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, to think about what you're going to do the next day before you go to sleep, to not go to bed with all those negative thoughts and emotions on your mind, so that when you wake up tomorrow, you're just continuing that on, right? No, you have to give yourself some time. You deserve it. You have to have courage. Courage. True courage is required to face the real parts of yourself. True courage is needed when you're really looking at the true parts of you, because it's uncomfortable. But if you can take this courageous step, you will begin uncovering the truth. The journey of self-awareness, of asking yourself the questions that get to the heart of who you are and who you want to be, is where you will find your true power. Hey guys, I'm just reading your comments. Welcome, glad you're watching. Will, Valine, oh, very nice. Pakistan, great. Great to hear from you guys. Uh, so, yes, we were talking about awareness. We were talking about your power, uncovering your truth. But there's one more thing that goes hand in hand with awareness. It's presence. Presence is like meditation in motion, because you can have presence during your day anywhere. When you're in line at the bank, when you're driving the car, that's when you bring yourself back to the current moment. It is the practice of being mindful in the activities of your everyday life. Again, do it here, do it there, do it in the grocery store line, do it while you're changing the diaper, do it while you're washing the dishes. Doesn't matter. Presence involves a simple yet incredible shift from the ordinary state of mind to bringing your attention to the experience of what is happening right now. You can make this shift anywhere, anytime. Whatever you're doing, you can start to become mindful of the present moment. Carry a stone in your pocket. I do this a lot. Pick up a stone outside, put it in your pocket. Anytime you put your hand in your pocket for your wallet, your keys, that you hit that stone, it's your reminder to be present. Anything you can do, any brain hacks, any tricks, techniques that you can do to become mindful and to live in the present moment more, it will change everything. So, what can you do to develop the habit? Well, spiritual leaders and philosophers have attempted to answer this question for thousands of years. But you know who answered this the best? It was Bueller. Bueller. Ferris Bueller, because he had the best answer. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you're going to miss it. Remember that? Well, guess what? Ferris is right. Life without presence moves incredibly fast. When we wake up, we go to work, we do all the things that we need to do, we often operate on autopilot. The days fly by, the weeks fly by, the months and the years. And then we're sitting there going, my God, how did this happen? It's 20 years later. With each passing year, the novelty of life diminishes and our perception of time accelerates. When we wake up and do all those things, it's just autopilot. Presence doesn't just simply change the quality of being, it can also transform the quality of what you do, leading to greater creative flow, enhanced relationships, and increased productivity at home and at work. Through developing this habit of presence, you can start to get in touch with this fundamental wonder of what it is to truly be alive. You feel like you're missing something. There's something else. I spent years, way too many years, feeling that. Even the most ordinary moments become extraordinary when you are connected to yourself. But it's not that simple. There's something mysterious about it, about this moment right here. It's not the past, which stretches infinitely back behind us. It's not the future. Those two things don't exist. The past is over. The future doesn't really exist, because when the future comes, it will be in this moment. The past, when it was happening, was in this moment. This is it. This is the time. This is your time. This moment. Think about hearing the news that a friend of yours from high school died or something shocking, somebody young, right? It makes you think, am I living? Am I living fully? Am I living the life that I want to live? Death makes us acutely aware of our aliveness and the preciousness of each moment. Now, attending to the present moment, it enables us to take advantage of a full range of possibilities that exist in each moment. When you're living in the past, you can't do that. When you're off in the future worried about something, you can't do that either. You have to be here now. Like if I'm stuck in the airport and I have a long delay, that used to make me so mad and so upset. You know what? I would start thinking about things, how I was going to be late. I wasn't going to make it home. Maybe I had an event the next day. That's what I would do. And I would spiral out of control. Then, you know what I started doing instead? Taking advantage of the new possibilities. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I just survived a plane crash by not getting on the plane too early. Who knows? the power of the present moment. You can walk around the concourse. You can take a walk, get some exercise. You can read for pleasure. You can eat a nice meal, maybe catch up with your friends or your family on the phone. You don't have to get hooked in. As soon as the mind comes up with something negative, it pulls us in and it changes everything. It changes our whole day. It changes our outlook for tomorrow. You know, we have to manage to enter this moment, this razor thin moment of presence right now. And then something incredible starts to happen. Anxieties and resentments go. Things you've been holding on to your whole life, things you don't even remember that you're holding on to, but you're still got them inside you. You're still using your life force energy. They go. You start to experience more ease and more calm and more peace. If you want to become awakened, enlightened, if you want to change your life, these are your first steps. Presence, awareness and presence, being mindful. That's what you have to do. It's a new year, 2024. Start doing this week. I'll tell you what, because I was just thinking, being present opens up another possibility. So not just those, it gives you happiness and well-being because it's coming from inside. You are creating it. When we spend the day traveling into the past or into the future, we get trapped in a whole host of negative emotions. Senseless people live in hope for the future. And since this can't be certain, they are consumed by fear and anxiety. When we manage to enter this moment, everything changes, right? What is it? Everyone knows the present moment is what's happening right now. The wind in the trees, the touch of your fabric against your body, the dog brushing up against your leg. These are mindfulness triggers to pull you back into mindfulness. So I thought I would give you a couple of tips before we close up here today. Things you can start doing right away. Excuse me. First thing, do it every day. Practice presence every day. And if you forget to do it in the shower, practice presence during some other everyday life moment, such as walking up the stairs or starting your car. Next, how do you remember to do it? The most difficult thing about building this habit is remembering. To help you remember, we have developed a very low-tech but extremely effective method. Put a sticker at eye level on your shower door. Just use a piece of tape. Doesn't matter. If you don't want to use a sticker or you don't have a shower door, you could use anything, a piece of paper, anything at all, but you're going to write the word presence on it. After a month or so, once the habit is ingrained, you don't even need it anymore. But every time you see that, that's your trigger. Become present. Pull yourself into the moment. Stop living in the past or the future, just in that moment. But every time you see it, it's going to give you the ability to take that tape that's running inside your mind, that rusty, old, out-of-date program, and you're going to start putting space in that tape. The tape is no longer going to run continuously. And the more you do that, the more you're going to screw that tape up, and eventually it's done. Okay? So that's the most difficult thing, is remembering. So anything you can do. I always tell people, for awareness, get some Post-it notes, draw a happy face, put them around the house. Anytime you see the happy face or the heart or whatever you drew, it's your trigger to stop and decide what's on your mind. Write it down. Do that for a week. Once you see the crap that your mind is constantly churning inside you, you're going to change the way that you think. I promise you that. So I know what your next question is. How do I know if it's working? That's a big question. One of the top questions that I receive is always, am I doing it right? No matter what it is that I'm teaching, they want to know if they're doing it right. So how do you know if it's working? Well, after a couple of weeks or a month, you will start to notice that you don't need to consciously remember to experience presence. It just starts to happen. It starts to happen when you enter the shower. This is the magic moment of habit formation. It means that your brain has wired a new set of connections around this everyday activity. Self-awareness is so much more than recognizing your thoughts. It isn't just that. You've got to recognize your emotions, your behaviors, your underlying beliefs, and your values. All of it. It's about your true self. which is divine in nature. Most importantly, when you become more self-aware, you understand the nature of your human experience as a soul and how you fit into the larger tapestry of the universe. In other words, you begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. This leads to a greater sense of empathy and compassion and a desire to live in harmony with all there is. It's one of the reasons I became a vegan. It wasn't because of any other reason except the animal cruelty aspect, the idea that every life form should have a chance to live life, not to be manufactured, and their sole purpose is to create food. So it's one of those things that just fell away from me. I mean, I'm a big dude and I am a Midwestern boy, but it's not even an option anymore. Things change. Things you think will never happen, things that you think are impossible will change in your life if you start giving yourself the time that you deserve. Now, if this sounds like your deepest aspiration, to find this connection with yourself, to learn how to become more aware, to make sure that you're doing it right, well, Mind Power Secrets, right here, this is where we do it. We help you so you can endlessly explore your true nature. You can better understand yourself and the world around you, and you can do it without going through the trauma like you would at a therapist, where you're reliving the past over and over again. Because, come on, this is so much easier and it's lasting change. If you haven't joined yet, it's free to join, brentsgroup.com. It's an online community. There are 10,000 people in there almost. These are people, and we are very selective. Only about 2 out of every 6 people get in. These are people that are determined. These are people that are not only helping themselves, but then helping others with their techniques and strategies and tips. I'm in there each and every day, and we give you every tool that you need to make this transformation. Stop listening to me talk. Stop watching videos. Stop reading books and start implementing these things in your life. It will change everything. But you can't be an information collector. You have to start doing it. Go to brentsgroup.com. You'll get your free invite. You can join us. You can take a look around. It really is a fantastic community. It's a family. And we would love to show you exactly what you need to do to make those transformations in your life. This is the final couple of weeks. We have just a few more available. This is 5 Steps to the Perfect Mindset. This book has been one of my big sellers since I started this Mind Power business 10 years ago, and we're going to retire it. It's going into the vault in 2024, so this is going to be the last time that it is available. If you don't have a copy, it's free. These are the 5 things you need to do right now to take control of your mind and get control of your life. It's 5 Steps to the Perfect Mindset. You can download a copy right now. Read it tonight. Put it in place in your life tomorrow. Go to successsecrets.net. Successsecrets.net. One more time for you, successsecrets.net. Also, don't forget, our YouTube channel is approaching 1,000 videos. It's somewhere near 900 videos, which is crazy when you think about it. Now, there are a lot of motivational shorts in there, but really some fantastic videos. Motivation, inspiration, instruction. I can almost guarantee whatever you are going through, there is a solution there. Almost everything from finances to relationships to health, everything having to do with spirituality and awakening, you'll find there. So go to youtube.com/BrentWebOfficial. It's youtube.com/BrentWebOfficial. Don't forget, we're here each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We don't really call it a podcast anymore because it's a live training, and I'm doing them from wherever I am in the world. But we're still here. I've made it my goal to have one of these episodes ready for you each and every week. Now, I know we did miss last week. Just got back from tour and with the holidays and everything, but we've done pretty damn well hitting each and every Wednesday. I'm certainly happy about that. So make sure you're here. Make sure you join us. Tell your friends. Tell your family. It's free. It's free. Whatever you need, let us know. Drop us a message. Tell us what you're struggling with. Tell us where you have that roadblock in your life. I'd love to help you out. And don't forget, each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have any questions, any comments, drop them into the comment box, no matter where you're watching this, on any of our social media. It's always checked each and every day. So anything you want to know, and if it's something you don't feel comfortable talking about publicly, just drop me a private message. That's fine as well. I'll do whatever I can to help you. That's why we're here. I want everyone to have this knowledge. I want everyone to know you don't have to live the life that you're living. If you want to change, you can do that. And you can make that change right now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to meditate in a cave somewhere for months. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars for a course. You can do it right now. That's all I got for you today. So I want you to go out and enjoy your week, the first week of 2024. Make this the year you stop settling. Make this the year that you put yourself and your happiness above that of your friends. Okay? Family is a different thing, but you have got to give yourself the love and the respect that you deserve. Give it to yourself first, and then you'll start seeing it from other people in your life. Go out and enjoy yourself. I'll see you back here next Wednesday, and maybe earlier. I might do another video this weekend. So I really appreciate it. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.